Welcome to How to Measure Men the Doré way. The first thing you want to do is tie a piece of elastic or string around his natural waist. The best way to find his natural waist is going to be the smallest part of his torso, or right around where his belly button is. The first measurement you're going to do is his chest. Putting the tape all the way around, have him put his arms down. From here, you're going to ask him to go into his frame for dancing. If his chest expands and this measurement is bigger, please make note of it. Then you're going to go across chest. Have him put his arms down. Go from the crease of his armpit across the smallest part of his chest. Then you're going to measure his natural waist. From here, you're going to ask him where he normally wears his pants. And if it is different, you're going to tie another piece of elastic around that part. Take that measurement as well. You're then going to measure how many inches above or below that will be from his natural waist. To measure his seat, you're going to go around the fullest part of his butt. Before you move the tape, be sure to put your finger right there, because you are then going to measure his natural waist to where his seat is. Very important to do the natural waist and not where he wears his pants. Then you will do center front to waist. And again, all of these measurements are to the natural waist. From there, you will go center front to the hem of his overhang shirt. A good rule of thumb for this is right around his knuckles. Then you're going to measure around his neck. You want to make sure that you measure it like a collar and that it's not too high or too low. Then you'll measure across his back. Much like the chest measurement, you're going to measure across the smallest part of his back. For back, neck to waist, you'll go from that top vertebrae down to the natural waist. For his smooth jacket length, you'll have him make a fist and you'll see where his knuckles are. And that's a good guideline for where the length should be. For the tail suit jacket length, you're going to find his calf, and it's going to be about midway down. For back width 4 inches down, you're going to find 4 inches on your measuring tape and go across from that point. For shoulder width, you're going to go from the point of his shoulder across the back of his neck to the other side. To measure his shoulder length, go from the base of his neck, being sure that his shoulder seam is on top of his shoulder. A lot of times this measurement is a lot higher than you think it is. From there, without moving the tape, you're going to go down to his elbow, and then all the way down to his wrist. To do around his armhole, putting the tape up and snug, make sure he puts his arm back down. For underarm length, you're going to have him lift and bend his arm and follow the tape all the way down his arm. For center back to shoulder, you're going to go from the center of his back with his arm in a bent position to his shoulder. Without moving the tape, continue on to his elbow. And all the way down to his wrist. For his upper arm, without flexing, have him tense his arm. Go down to elbow. Lower arm, which will be the biggest part of his forearm, and his wrist. For the rise of his pants, you're going to bring the tape through his legs and take that measurement from the natural waist in the front all the way to the natural waist in the back. Be sure if he's wearing pants that are low that he pulls them up. To measure his thigh, you want to measure the highest part of his leg, which will be the thickest part of his leg. To measure the body length, you're going to go through his legs and over his shoulder. You may run out of tape at this point. Be sure to keep your finger at the point you have left off and add the two numbers together. To measure his inseam, you'll want to have him take the tape and put it at the highest point of the inside of his leg. From there, make sure the tape is straight and go all the way to the floor. To measure the outseam, you're going to go from the natural waist and again go all the way down to the floor. Please fill out the rest of the measurement sheet as it indicates. These are very important things that we need to know. And that's how to measure the Doré way.